the eagle eyes, the culture, decades filled with crimes and extortion. The globalists thinking we're weak, like we won't stand up, we're stuck on our knees. You know about the FR that starts with a C, trilateral commission and the Rockefeller schemes. Yeah, these people are sick, doing satanic rituals and trafficking kids. Hi, Molic one, I see you too. Many lost souls go towards evil. I'm bringing that dark to the light. I'm on cue with the armor of the Lord when I fight. They propagandize the news, it's all fiction. Like lower entities, squeezing our dimension. Let me mention, we're free with God-given rights. Don't tread on weak. What's up?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
Know your enemies.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the America First Warehouse, the most patriotic venue in all the land. This is episode 65 of the Know Your Enemies podcast. I'm James Justice. We got Stephen Ruth over here. What are we doing, Steve? Fighting! Yeah, what's going on, everybody? Make sure you share this out. Let's beat these algorithms like we always tell you to do every single podcast because it's an uphill battle, and we're coming out swinging, so it doesn't even matter. So, what's going on, my man? How you doing?
Chilling.
Nice, man. Yo, it's good news. We got out of the World Health Organization.
Sick.
Finally.
Sick.
We were supposed to pull out before, but, you know, Joe Biden brought us back into it, and now we just put the axe to their whole agenda and everything, so it's a good look. And I'm grateful that we cut that out. Let's pull this up on screen real quick. Let's see. So, yep. The United States completely withdraws from the World Health Organization. That's national news. And what a time to be alive. So Trump is taking a battle axe to the New World Order. He went down to Davos and spanked the asses of all these world leaders and was like, "Oh yeah, your carbon."
How old were they?
Oh, dude, they're old fogies over there sitting around, man. It's the
we got jokes over here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, it's the old world that is coming crumbling down, and the old world order that they were going to turn into a new world order. So we're ahead of the curve. We're exposing all these guys, but there's still a lot of more work to do.
Yeah, we need to see some people like Fauci get arrested.
Yeah, Fauci's got to go. We're going to be, maybe we'll bring up Fauci. We got Dr. Robert Malone coming on, one of the pioneers of mRNA technology, and he's got some brain on him, man. Let me tell you that. So he's going to be on later on in the show, and it's going to be epic. So make sure you stay tuned in. Share this out with your friends and families.
Good job getting him back on the show.
Oh, yeah. He's, great minds think alike, and he's in the fight just as long as we are.
Mr. Perseverance over here.
Hell yeah. So we got the USS Abraham Lincoln going down to Iran. So they're sending a strike group out there, and just to, float on the waters, just to let them know that we have a presence and that we're not playing around. So that's a big thing, man.
What are we trying to get them to do now?
They want to flip the regime, I guess.
Yeah, we're trying to get them to further comply.
No, we wanted them to take the burqas off and liberate the country and get a little freedom over there. Back in the 70s, we played that a couple episodes back where the women didn't have to dress up in the beekeeper outfits and run around looking like ninjas with slippers on, with socks. It looked crazy, man. They look crazy, but it's got to stop. So, hopefully we could do some liberating around the world. The World Economic Forum and all the plans that they had for their...
So you're telling me that the country that's children leave the house in pajamas and go and do their day. They actually perform their day out in pajamas. And what are those things called that they put their feet in clogs? What are those things called?
Crocs?
Crocs, yeah.
The Crocs.
Crocs. So the country whose children actually, and half of society leaves the house in clothes that they should not be leaving the house in pajamas and Crocs, is now going to start telling other countries on how their women are supposed to dress. Meanwhile, we haven't been able to get our kids clothed properly. They go to school with their pants hanging off their ass.
Oh, yeah.
And they actually think that that's somehow fashionable and not obscene. And then you have the other half of society leaving the house in their pajamas and underwear and Crocs.
Yeah.
And we're going to start telling people how to dress.
It's not a good look, man. It's not a good look.
It's not a good look. We should not be telling anybody how to dress.
But, hey, listen, I don't think we need little slits on the eyes for the women.
Listen,
man.
if those Muslim women want to dress like that, they're doing better than most of the women that we're producing.
Well, yeah, maybe morally. maybe morally, but you know,
not.
there's a lot of good women out there. The Patriots are good women. It's just these lefty,
you're
green-haired
right. There's a lot of
goblins
good
that we
women
have to
out there.
worry
There's
about.
no
all the
doubt
time.
about that. I just don't think that we're the country that should be talking any smack about the way other countries are dressing their people.
You don't mean you don't want to be the bullies of the world?
No.
Oh man,
the world.
You know, we're the best bullies of the world. Whatever.
I mean, we can definitely make fun of people. There's no doubt about it. But I think that we're pretty quickly butthurt when people make fun of us, and we are definitely not the country to be throwing stones when it comes to the way people dress.
Well, our country's throwing stones at each other. Do you see what's going on in Minnesota with Minneapolis with all these ICE protests? And it's getting crazy. It got so bad out there that Nick Shirley was out there.
Who's he?
And he's a YouTuber
Okay.
that goes around all these different events and he records what's going on the scene. And he's been exposing all the fraud that's going on within the daycares and these
Oh,
organizations.
yeah. I
and
saw that kid. He's a
LLCs.
beast.
Yeah. So, Burka. Oh, look what we got here. We have an American Burka over here. Oh my God. Oh, it's all right. So Burka paid us a visit real quick. Oh my God, she's gorgeous. So so Minnesota is going crazy right now. The whole thing with Jake Lang that happened was absolutely nuts. Where he
Do we know
almost got
how
lynched.
Jake is recovering?
He's good. He's back, and he's going to be planning more events and all that.
I'm sure he's a very adorable cat.
But
after doing
Cash
4
Patel,
years,
because of the madness that's going on out there, so the ICE agents, their vehicles have been blocked. You have this app that's called Signal that the Democrats are using to keep tabs on everybody, and they've been running surveillance operations against the ICE agents and getting their names, their addresses, everything, and they're all part of this big app on Signal, right? But the Democratic politicians are tied to this in as well. So
are the ICE agents from this ICE age?
Of course. But so they're giving out the information of these ICE agents and everything that they can tell them. So
Typically, what ICE age are most of the agents from?
I don't know. That's retarded. But so they're trying to run the operations, and they're interfering with all these operations, so they can't get anything done. So now Cash Patel just announced that he's going to be starting investigations into all of these Signal apps that have been taking place, and they're dropping all the information on these ICE officers. Not only that, but they're also harassing and targeting journalists that go down there to report on what's going on. If they don't like you and you're not a lefty journalist and you're not putting your spin on their content, they're chasing you out of there with death threats. So it's getting crazy in Minneapolis, man. It's getting very, very, very crazy.
I think we're going to see more before it'll get hotter before it gets cooler.
Yeah. I mean, it's not.
It's a matter of time before private businesses start getting burned.
Yeah, and then you have this other big controversy now with this the guy getting killed by the ICE agent,
Yeah.
and another person getting killed. First, there was the lady that got shot for trying to run the cop over. Now you have this other guy that had a weapon on him. And I saw pictures online where they took him holding the gun and changed it into a cell phone, and now they're throwing those pictures everywhere, saying that, oh, no, look, he had a cell phone, trying to, like, enrage the public even more.
Did you see enough so that you believe what you saw?
I don't think they're going to assassinate somebody in broad daylight over, immigration papers?
Oh, I don't know. I'm just
You know what I mean?
curious
Like
as to
from what I saw,
what you
there was
saw.
a tussle. There was a big struggle. All the officers were trying to restrain this guy. He ended up reaching for something. The video's not really clear because you got so many people in one area. But you hear the shot. You see the guy drop like a sack of potatoes, and it was lights out.
And you said it was a headshot, right?
Yeah, it was a headshot.
Did you see it?
I didn't see the full headshot, but the cop had his, like, there's a still image where you see the guy taking the gun out, and he's got it in his hand, like here. And then the cop's, like, literally has his gun, like, 5 inches from the guy's head. And, like, I guess he saw the gun, they called the gun, the dude shot, and...
I mean, I think that we have the right to see these images.
Yeah, they should disclose it to the public. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, the mainstream media is going to spin it as ICE is targeting people and murdering people. And it's just, they're part of the Nazi Gestapo from Trump. And they're going to spin it either way to try to fuel the flames and get the citizens fighting each other. But at the end of the day, transparency is always the best option, and I think that we should definitely release the body cams, any type of footage that we have in the Raw, to the public so they can see exactly what went on and not just have to rely on Department of Justice statements or ICE statements or whatever. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
That's what
I
I think.
agree. We should be able to see everything. They shouldn't hold anything back, and that way we would know if it was theatrics or not, if it was like fake.
Yeah. And then I have the video. We're going to play that later on. I have the video of the lady. Did you see in Minneapolis, they were shooting stun grenades, right? So they shot one. A lady picked up the stun grenade before it ignited, right? And it exploded in her hand, and she lost fingers, right? And then you see the video. Oh, my hair, medic!
She caught it in the air?
No, she picked it up off the ground before it exploded.
Oh, and then it exploded?
And then it exploded in her hand, and she was running down with it with the canister stuck to her hand and like flicked it off, and then she like fell to the ground. Help! Oh, medic! Yo, the video is absolutely hilarious.
Are we going to air it?
And, yeah, we are.
Is it gory?
After the break. No, you don't see like missing fingers and blood spraying everywhere like you would a Wes Craven's film, but it would have been nice. But this just goes to show you the extent of stupidity that these people have. How
We need
much
to watch the
dumber
video.
can you get?
We need to watch it.
Yeah, no, not yet. It's going to come on after the break. But how much dumber can you get, right? You're to the lefties out there. Your people are getting taken out left and right because they're acting stupid. And when you play stupid games, you win stupid prizes, right? Sometimes with your life. And my best suggestion to you would be stop playing in traffic, stop playing with ICE agents, stop threatening federal officers, and stop hating America, right? Because at the end of the day, there's a bigger problem going on than people getting deported, and that's the enslavement of us all. And we all should be on guard with that because they're going to digital ID everyone's asses, and
So the
you're
guy
not going to like it, bro.
The guy who was shot was illegal. He had a legal firearm permit, right?
I don't know. I don't know the details of it. I just know a guy was interfering with the ICE agents, and he was taking care. The threat was neutralized, put it that way. And, what are you going to do, man? Like I said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Makes no sense. But, yeah, man. So we got like 30 seconds to break. Make sure you get out there and download the app for Apple or Android, the America First Media and Television. So it's America First Media and Television. You're going to find that. Download it on your phones so you don't miss anything. We have a lineup of podcasts. We have a lot of events going on and news you're not going to want to miss. You're not going to hear it raw, unfiltered, and uncensored anywhere else but here from us, the most patriotic venue in all the land. My man. Yeah, so 3, 2, 1. We'll see you on the other side.
You've worked hard and saved, but inflation and increased money supply are eroding your buying power. Protect and grow your wealth with physical gold and silver. Sound Money. With a Sound Money wallet, your wealth stays in your control. Buy fractionally, vault securely, ship directly, and instantly liquidate your gold and silver at the highest buyback price in the industry. Real money, real ownership. Visit tafwsoundmoney.info or scan the QR code and start securing your financial future today.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs. We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
At the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
First warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back at the America First Warehouse. Myself, Stephen Ruth, and James Justice, my co-host, and you, the listeners.
Yeah, what's up? So who wants to see some fingers getting blown off and some lady freaking out?
Bring it.
Let's roll this clip. Let's go.
Shout out to Johnny Finger.
Look at this lady. Oh, look. There's a canister. Oh, tossed it.
Oh my God.
Oh, no.
Oh my God.
I picked up a live grenade.
Oh my God.
It blew up in my hand.
God.
It might have just burnt them.
All the articles are saying she lost fingers, and all the memes are saying that she lost fingers. So,
Do you think that they say fingers the way we say fingers?
Sorry. Fingers. I don't know.
I bet you they don't. I'll bet you out in Minnesota they say fingers.
Probably. I like fingers.
Here
I got
on Long
fingers.
Island, New York, we say fingers.
Fingers.
We also call them weirdos.
Yeah, weirdos. And
Stop acting like a weirdo.
Yeah, don't be a goblin. All right, so we got James O'Keefe busted into Davos. Well, not busted in. He snuck in there. You know how James O'Keefe does with Project Veritas. It's now is OMG Media. He put on
Boy
a
Who
wig.
Cried Wolf Media.
Oh my God! Dude, there is no more people that I can find that has more retractions than they did
No,
to this guy's
he
group.
does do a great job of getting retractions, no
Dude,
doubt.
because they try to talk crap about him and like, oh, you're not credible, and
He's
then he
got a
calls
good
them
legal
out,
team,
and then
yeah.
all of a sudden they have to retract their entire
His legal team
article
goes
on him.
right after him.
So yeah, he got into Davos. Davos, if you don't know what it is, it's all of the world leaders, the most influential people come together.
They're
They
all
have a
Bond
meeting.
villains.
All Bond villains.
Yep.
And they come together, and it's disgusting. It's a 3-minute clip. Let's roll it.
And we're posing as Climate Systems Engineering Group, trying to get that sulfur dioxide into the stratosphere to prevent the sun from coming through. That'll help cool down the environment. That's our cover in Davos.
So first of all, there was an insane amount of security at Davos, men with guns everywhere, even a security checkpoint on the way to the location. We got stopped once. We did not say we were press. We said we were skiing, which we were, but now we're not. And we got stopped once, and they asked us a bunch of questions and let us through.
So it's very sort of dark energy here. I would say it kind of feels like maybe the absence of God. They're giving free stuff out, like s'mores and chai tea, and I don't know, it feels like non-human. They gave me this hat. It says Zurich on it. I don't smoke, but I'm pretending to because everyone is smoking, like everybody. Never quite experienced anything quite like the energy or lack thereof.
So Sunday night before the event began, there were these events
Who is this
at
pillow
bars,
biter?
upscale hotels. It
James
was very
O'Keefe,
difficult
man.
to stay in the
I'm only
hotel.
joking.
You might get kicked out checking for a badge. I actually wore a lanyard with a badge on it. It wasn't a Davos badge, but it was turned around so nobody was the wiser.
So right behind me is the Post Hotel. I'm going to go in there. I'm not going to use this wig, but I'm going to go in there with my sister, who says she has a rich father in politics, and we're going to try to see if we can get some information about
looks like a Bond
carbon
villain.
taxes. Right behind.
Fits right
we're
in.
going to try to just sneak in.
So for our first stop, we snuck into the Post Hotel, where they were having a climate scale-up event, and we were able to just walk right in. There you see me just walking into the event with my colleague, my sister, as part of this Climate Systems Engineering Group. Now there inside that hotel, we met a woman named Sarah Lemnier, who talks about her job implementing carbon taxes and climate credits on governments, businesses, and civilians around the world. There was a very loud guitarist playing some operatic version of John Lennon right behind us as we spoke. We apologize for the sound distortion on that.
Aerosols in the leather.
I work with the government. This is all carbon credits and carbon taxes. And this is the system that we're ushering the world.
Now,
So you can cut
Sarah
that. You can cut that one off.
cheese in one of the
So
largest-
basically, if you want to watch that video, you're going to head over to OMG Media on YouTube and check out the full report. It's about an hour and change long, and it was very in depth. He's got a lot of people on hidden camera, acknowledging and basically admitting to running these geoengineering programs, the same ones we were warning about, and the same ones we complained about with Lee Zeldin when he didn't want to come out and say what the hell the real
He
story
never
was.
said the word chemtrail. He only
Never
said
said it.
contrail.
So go check out that report by James O'Keefe, OMG Media on YouTube, and tell them I sent you. But that right there is all the proof you need that they're spraying toxic cocktails over our head every single day, all
And if you
around
haven't
the world.
noticed it by now, your head is clearly very far up yours or someone close to you's ass.
That's it, man. Stop being an ostrich and pull your head out of the sand. So next, let's skip over to Michael Rappaport. This is a guy, a lefty Hollywood guy, and I can't stand him, man.
Bring it on.
I find him really annoying. This is him getting
You know,
beamed
this
in the head
whole
with a
crap
snowball.
with this cancel culture and the... Shut
Yeah.
up! Shit! Shut the fuck up! Nobody wants to hear it. Fucker. You've been talking all fucking week. You don't care what you have to say, just stop talking. You got me right in my fucking head.
Yo, so he started about the
popular actor
cancel
when we were
culture.
kids.
Yeah, when we were kids, he was popular. But, he turned into a whiny lefty liberal, and all he does is complain about Trump and all this stuff. So he was going on to one of his rants, and he just got belted in the head with a snowball, bro. He was just like, shut up, man. Nobody wants to hear you.
That's like the pie to Bill Gates' face.
Hell yeah. So let's pull up this image real quick. Allow us to get into the meat and potatoes. So we have a digital ID that's going to be coming, okay? And 2026, we're here, all right? That's not, I'm not giving you forewarning. It's here.
It is here.
This is going to be rolled out. So unless we put a block against this, everyone's getting a digital ID, and everyone's going to be on these carbon credit scores and all this other stuff. So unless we put a stop to this now,
We'll figure out
over.
how to get first online. We'll
It's
figure out
over.
how to get a pass to get first online, right?
Yeah, and if you don't know what these people's agendas, like the Davos group, what their meetings are about, it's all about steering and social engineering the future. So let's go to this next clip real quick, and these are 10 things of the World Economic Forum that they want to achieve. There should be a video next, if you skip this one, I guess. Oh, there's no 8? Okay. All right, never mind. I didn't. Yeah. So, so basically, the World Economics Forum, they have 10 goals that they want to do, right? Everyone heard Eat the Bugs, right, with Klaus Schwab. They want us to stop eating meat. They want to kill all the cattle and all the resources that we have, chicken, everything, to basically comply with the climate crisis agenda. Now, they also don't want us driving vehicles, right? They want to outlaw gas-powered cars. That's why there was a big push for electronic vehicles under Joe Biden. They want to push for that. They want the end of fossil fuels. They want the end of natural gas. And majority of the homes are hooked up with natural gas, or they're using oil or some type of petroleum. And they want to end to all that. They don't want you having any freedom anymore. So they're going to ban cash. Cash is going to be banned. They're going to replace it with a, digital currency, which hopefully we have something in there to regulate against CBDCs, right? Central bank is the reason why we're in this mess in the first place with our monetary system. The last thing we want is them taking over the control of the digital currency that we need to merge onto, because this one's done, right? So there's a whole bunch of things that they want for this, and we don't want no parts of it, because if you have freedom and you cherish freedom, you don't want to give up your sovereignty, whether it's your home, your land, your property, your money, your way of life, your kids, your family. The reach is endless once they implement the system. So we don't want this digital ID at all.
No, we're going to end up having to be like the Blade Runners in England.
Yeah. Yo,
Absolutely.
it's crazy. It's going to be a big divide of society, and people don't understand that, the psychos that are running the show, They don't care about
Compliance
us.
is cowardice.
Yeah.
Just remember that, people. Compliance is cowardice. Trying to look at it the other way around, like we're being cowards for not complying. No, it's clear compliance is cowardice. And if you didn't learn it, you should have learned it with compliance with the COVID vaccination.
Oh yeah. That was the biggest show that I've ever seen in my life on how easily people fold. How easily people fold. You had the biggest, strongest, toughest, tatted up looking dudes scared to death with shocked eyes, wearing a mask, walking around, ready to run away from you if you don't have a mask on. Where's your mask? You should be wearing a mask. Dude, you can bench about, I don't know, 600 pounds. Are you kidding me right now? And you're scared to death? Like, it broke society. It broke society to the point where...
And they saw that society is that breakable, so they're not going to wait long before they bring on some other program, some other agenda. And it's here.
Well, thankfully, we kicked the can down the road a little bit, but, they're still on our ass, man.
Well, they're going to try and get us to take an implant into the hand or a chip or something.
Well, so they went from, I'll have Dr. Robert Malone on in a little bit. Maybe he could, we could discuss this, but they went from the vaccine, and then people were skeptical about the vaccine. Then they went to a microneedle array system where they're going to give you a patch, and now... that leaked out everywhere. So now they want to take the patch and then they want to introduce a nasal spray to make it seem, like a Flonase or something like that. They're going to introduce a nasal spray so it goes right up in there, and God knows what type of technologies or ingredients are in these things. The PCR swabs that everyone was jamming up their noses, that shit had ethanol oxide on it. And you look up the safety data sheet for that. Dude, man, that's bad, bro. Really bad. Like highly, highly, highly carcinogenic. And they stuffed this up your nose. Y'all remember in China when they had the Chinese people taking anal swabs, and then they were coming out of the clinic so walking like penguins. It was hilarious. You put some clown music to that, man. You got a show. It was ridiculous. But, yeah, man. So we got about 15 seconds left.
I don't remember those videos. Can you bring them back?
I'll try to see what I could find, and we'll air them on the next episode. But make sure you share this out. Download the app, America First Media and Television, and we will see you on the other side of this amazing podcast. Let's go!
You noticed your money just doesn't stretch like it used to? Your paycheck feels lighter, and your savings aren't growing. The culprits? Inflation and increased money supply. They've both been quietly eating away at your purchasing power for years. Today, the dollar's value has dropped significantly. You feel it every time you spend money on goods and services. Back in 1965, $1 or an ounce of silver could buy you a gallon of milk. Fast forward to today. That same dollar barely buys a couple of coffee creamers, while an ounce of silver would get you 8 gallons of milk. Gold and silver have held their value for centuries. If you had 2,500 ounces of silver back in 1965, you could buy a brand new Ford Mustang. Today, 2,500 ounces of silver would buy you 2 Mustangs. Similarly, in the year 2000, 628 ounces of gold would buy a new $170,000 home. Today, 628 ounces would buy you a $2,500,000 home. The problem? 95% of Americans don't own physical gold or silver. They think it's too complicated and too expensive, but it doesn't have to be. We offer a membership program that allows you to buy gold or silver with as little as $1. You can buy fractional amounts, safely vault them, or have them delivered to your doorstep, and you can liquidate them whenever you want at the highest buyback price in the industry. Ready to protect your wealth and keep your purchasing power? Scan the QR code or go to tafw.soundmoney.com to learn more.
If the vote count is accurate, then how come the number of voters is different? And if it's not accurate, then why was it certified? We are suing Letitia James and the New York State Board of Elections for a conspiracy against fundamental rights. This is not about who won. It's not about what party. It's about the fact that they don't care about your rights.
All right, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
It's me, Joe the Box. And I'm John the Blanket with the America First Podcast.
That's what I'm talking about. The Fred Rubino Podcast.
I'm James Justice. We got Stephen Ruth over here. What are we doing, Steve? Fighting!
Welcome to the Patriots Podcast. Good evening, everyone.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the On the Right Side podcast here at the America First Warehouse.
Welcome to Liberty's Cage, the podcast tearing down the walls of America's broken justice system.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Downey Jr. podcast. Be free, stay free.
The America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
All right. We are back at the America First Warehouse. We have our special guest, Dr. Robert Malone, here with us. Let's bring him on.
Welcome back, Doctor.
Welcome back.
Thanks a lot, guys.
Yeah, no problem. So,
sounds like you've been having a lot of fun.
Oh yeah. We have no choice but to have fun in this crazy, out of control, spiraling down world, and we got to bring it up and use our energy to keep it on track a little bit, at least.
That's right. You have to be a happy warrior, right?
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So what do we have new going on over there? There's a lot of big changes going on within the HHS, and the childhood vaccination schedule is getting revamped a little bit, and it's looking good, man. It's looking good.
Well, I'm glad you're happy. The president, apparently the president's happy. So then at least we got two key constituencies.
Yeah, it's true. So what are your biggest, I guess, what would you like to see done a little bit better, and what are your main concerns with going forward?
Well, I really think that the mRNA products are not safe and effective, and they need to be taken off the market. But I've been saying that for over 3 years now.
Yeah, it's
the reason
true.
They need to be taken off the market, if for no other reason, is that they're adulterated. They have quite a bit of contamination with DNA fragments, and it's kind of really getting pretty over the top that this isn't being addressed by the FDA. It's being denied by the manufacturers, and Kevin McKernan and his colleagues, Jessica Rose and others, have just knocked it out of the park. It's McKernan largely that's driven this issue. There's some others, but he's documented the nature of the DNA that they're using to make the RNA. He's documented the presence of the simian virus 40 sequences, and he's now sorted out what they've done wrong in terms of their characterization of the amount of DNA that's in these preparations, we'll call them, or products. They're not measuring it properly because there are certain kinds of artifacts having to do with how they're measuring it, and artifacts associated with how they're degrading it. And so what's happened is that both FDA and the manufacturers are in flat out denial phase. They just don't want to acknowledge the truth or the data. And meanwhile, people are still receiving these products with this high burden of DNA fragments.
Yeah, it's insane because, at what point does informed consent mean anything to these doctors anymore, and these people that are, giving these vaccines or gene therapies, whatever you want to call them, to their patients?
Well, I'm glad you're putting your finger right on the key issue that has got me, it's really what has pissed me off now for over 4 years. It's just interesting fact. It was last Friday, I believe, was the 4th year anniversary of the Defeat the Mandates rally in Washington, D.C. on that bitter cold day up on the Lincoln Memorial steps. And what I said then and was called a liar for saying stands verified by passage of time, that these products aren't working. They aren't preventing infection or transmission, which is what they were licensed for. They weren't licensed for some soft, squishy endpoint of reduces disease severity. That's all kind of a made-up fallback position by the FDA and the manufacturers. They were supposed to stop infection and spread, remember?
Yep.
That was the whole herd immunity and why we all needed to take them, and we needed to quarantine ourselves until we took them, and then once we took them, then you'll remember the propaganda, we would be free of any worries about getting infected. That's for some reason they've all forgotten that, and they deny it actively. And so it's the informed consent that it was 3 weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, I did a really demanding tour with Mickey Willis and Ryan Cole and others on all of the Hawaiian Islands, or the 4 main ones. We did 5 rallies in, I think, 5 or 6 days. I came home exhausted. Everybody was like, "Oh, you get to go to Hawaii in the middle of winter." No, that was no fun.
Yes,
that was not a vacation trip. But we spoke to standing room only audiences on every single rally. And the point was that the governor in Hawaii and the legislature are trying to take away the rights of Hawaiian citizens to have any ability to object conscientiously, philosophically, religiously to the vaccine mandates. And one of the core items in my speaking in these rallies was to read the statements from the American Public Health Association and the American Medical Association on mandates. And both of those are explicitly clear that mandates are wrong, medical mandates are wrong, and there must be informed consent. But somehow there is some unwritten clause somewhere, apparently, that although that applies for every other medical procedure, it doesn't apply for vaccines. And so now we have the American Academy of Pediatrics wanting to promote literally the most aggressive vaccine schedule in the world. And that includes up to 3 jabs for 6 months and older with the COVID vaccine.
Oh, wow.
And they want to do this in their policy position and that of these various alliance of Democrat states. Their position is there should be no exceptions to these mandates. And that's just crazy talk. It's fundamentally wrong. But this is what we've seen. I mean, we're seeing it in Minneapolis. We've just this crazy, hyper politicized environment where anybody that is really trying to offer any reasonable policy just gets shouted out and drowned in attacks and vitriol and protests, and
it's the mob rule.
Crazy.
Yep. That's
no,
it.
that and to your point, it's mob rule. This is what our forefathers were concerned about. That's why we don't have a democracy.
Yep.
I'm sorry, Barack Obama, but we don't have a democracy by intention. We have a representative form of government that has all kinds of checks and balances to ensure that we don't end up with the tyranny of the majority.
Yep. And the word democracy was never mentioned once inside our Constitution and the Declaration of Independence, not once. So we are a republic. We're supposed to be a republic, and we're all supposed to be sovereign as kings, but we've been duped and enslaved, and it's got to stop, man. People need to wake up.
Well, so you just touched on another point that I've been driving home in my essays on Substack is that, yeah, we've been duped, and particularly the left has been duped, and they've been duped through modern applied propaganda that is based on psychology, and in particular on the nudge technology that is being deployed still to this day by the CDC. Frankly, I'm a little bit chuffed at Deputy Secretary O'Neill and Secretary Kennedy that we haven't stopped the nudge propaganda coming out of CDC yet.
Yeah, it should. It has to stop because it's the worst. It's the worst form of propaganda because people are just voluntarily giving up their lives for hope in a system that's broken.
And it's designed with modern psychology tools in order to manipulate and control people's thoughts, emotions, and beliefs.
Yeah.
And it's very, very effective. This is powerful stuff. And for some reason, the Western governments have all told themselves that it's okay that they, they can come up, the governments can come up with their preferred solutions and then apply this kind of psychological warfare or nudge technology on the people to manipulate and convince them of whatever it is that the government wants to promote. I just heard you guys talking about digital IDs before the break.
Yeah.
And that's just one of a whole spectrum of things that these Western governments believe are advantageous and necessary. And no one's ever tested that, and no one ever voted on that. They've just, these government bureaucrats have decided this is the way we got to go because, I don't know, Larry Fink decided it.
Yeah.
Who's the king here that gets to make these decisions? And then they apply this psychological manipulation technology to convince all of us to go along with it. Or if we're opposing it, that we must be, here comes the word, fascists.
Oh, yeah.
Or radicals or crazy conservatives and all these, far right
extremists
kind of pejoratives that they label us with.
Yep. Well, it's true. We got about 30 seconds till break, but it's true, man.
Can I change subject to the mRNA vaccination for bird poultry?
We got 20 seconds.
All right. So in regards to the bird poultry, do you think that mRNA that's given to the birds, to the poultry for the bird flu, do you think that could have effects on the consumer?
I don't think that. Are you sure that the mRNA products are now being deployed into poultry?
Yeah. Hold on.
I'm pretty sure
we're
they
gonna
are,
get the answer on the edge of this break. We'll be right back, guys.
Most people think they have options when searching for the best deals when they travel. But here's the shocking truth. 100% of the major travel agencies are owned by just two entities, Expedia and Booking Holdings. They claim to offer the lowest rates, but due to the hotel rate parity agreement, they all have the same pricing, limiting genuine competition. When you book through these sites, you act as your own travel agent, but the profits are going to organizations that don't support our patriot values. We cannot allow that to continue. So, we decided to make travel great again by starting a US-based travel membership platform, mypatriottravel.com. We are patriots helping patriots. Together, we can disrupt the travel industry by not spending our hard-earned dollars supporting the radical left. For just $29.99 per month, you gain access to true wholesale rates on travel, saving you on average 35% and up to 65%. Book as often as you like, with no limits. Keep your hard-earned dollars in your pocket and spend them on things you need and want to support. Go to mypatriottravel.com/TAFW and grab your membership today. mypatriottravel.com/TAFW, making travel great again.
Are you a true American? Then it's time to get connected. Download the America First Media and Television app and stay up to date with real news, bold voices, and live events from the America First Warehouse. From national broadcasts and exclusive shows to comedy nights, concerts, and special events. It's all right at your fingertips. No filters, no spin, just America First. Download the America First Media and Television app today and be part of the movement.
I'm sure you guys remember the platinum single, Justice for All, with Donald Trump and the J6 Prison Choir. Well, get ready for round two. We're coming out with Anthem of the Free with High Res and the J6 Prison Choir. It's coming out now. It's pre-sale until December 19th when it drops. Get yours on all platforms, Google Play, Apple iTunes. Get it. It's going to be hot.
Justice for all, our voices ring. The anthem of
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. We got James Justice, Stephen Ruth, and Dr. Malone over here. We're chopping it up.
Dr. Robert Malone, the infamous.
Oh, yeah. He's the man. So what were we talking about? We were talking about chickens on the last side of the
Doctor,
break.
thank you very, very much once again for coming back on the show. It's always just an honor to have you on.
Cool. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you.
So before the break, we were talking about chicken vaccines for avian flu and whether or not there's mRNA vaccines. And the answer is partially yes. So I just want to make sure that everybody's wives or girlfriends that are worried about this aren't feeling like they've been totally left out. There is research being done on the use of mRNA and self-replicating RNA or self-amplifying RNA for avian influenza in chickens. But it's not being deployed in chicken houses right now, so that's good. That means it's not going to be entering the food stream. And by the way, there are other solutions that are starting to be used for avian influenza in chicken houses. And Secretary Kennedy, I'll tell you a story that's for real. Right after the secretary was confirmed, I was at a CPAC conference in D.C., and I got a call out of the blue. Hello, this is Bobby. And he wanted to talk to me about the whole issue about the slaughter that was happening in all the chicken houses. Because, of course, the president, if you'll roll back the time scale to a year ago, the president was facing this apparent egg shortage.
Sure.
Yeah.
And people were going crazy over that. Well, it turns out that the egg shortage was artificial. That was somebody trying to corral the market on eggs and jack up the price. And so the president put a stop to that, thank God, by importing eggs. And I guess whoever it was trying to corner the market on eggs must have gotten a haircut from that one. But Bobby called me up and asked my advice. And I said, there's just no logic to this mass slaughter of chickens in poultry barns, because if anything, what we want to do is select for those chickens that survive, number one. Number two, avian influenza is in all of the wild bird populations, including the migratory birds. So the only way you're going to get rid of quote unquote avian influenza by killing birds is you're going to have to exterminate basically the entire population of migratory birds, particularly those that are in the Galliformes. So that's ducks and geese.
Yeah.
And this guy named Mao Zedong tried that in China. And the result was, because he thought that the birds were taking away food from the Chinese people. And what ended up happening is there was mass starvation of humans. Birds are important. We can't just exterminate the birds because of an inconvenient virus. And what we need to do is breed chickens that are more resistant to H5N1. And that's absolutely possible, but only if we do things like allow, for those flocks that do become infected, allow the selection of flu virus resistant birds. And there actually are birds, strains that are more flu virus resistant. They're basically the people that breed exotic chickens in rare breeds have a number of these different cultivars of chickens that are relatively resistant to influenza.
Yeah.
And so that's where we should be putting our money, not in this mass slaughter, stupid, mindless campaign.
Exactly. And when I first saw that slaughter going on, the only thing I could think of was Bill Gates and him going after the cattle because of the emission of methane gas and using that as an excuse to slaughter all the cattle. So then Klaus Schwab's buddies can have us eat the bugs, and there would be no chicken, there'd be no steak, there'd be no meat, and it would be outlawed and banned because of the carbon crisis and the tax credits, and it's a big rolling scheme.
They were also killing a lot of.
God bless President Trump for speaking truth.
Yeah.
About that whole carbon nuttiness.
Oh, I know.
What is it? The quote he gave the other day was something along the lines of, in China, they use coal. They only build windmills to sell to stupid people.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's got a way. I was talking to somebody the other day who's, serious player, provides major security services to the likes of Jeff Bezos. And so we were having a chat while I was on Hawaii, and he said to me, you know what? I think Trump is a once in 500-year leader.
Yeah.
Trump, the things that he's doing, and by God, they just hate him. They hate every single thing he does, but he keeps winning. He keeps calling it right, and he's changing the world. And that is what a real American leader should be. Not this kind of mealy-mouthed, compromise, let's all get along and go along and buy into DEI and socialism, cloaked as Marxism.
Yeah.
It's just Trump is not going along with that stuff.
No.
Over the last couple of days, his new defense strategy came out. I just covered that in Substack today. It's basically peace through strength.
Yeah.
And it's refocusing the American military on make America great again, on the interests of the American nation state, the importance of border security, the importance of strength, and not seeking wars, seeking to avoid wars, but preventing conflict wherever possible by having a very strong, proactive stance. This is, somebody said the other day, he doesn't speak very softly, but he definitely carries a big stick.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's because he's been a businessman his whole life, and he's paved his own way. And everything that he's built up with his own hands, his own mind, with his own team, with his own family. And, the fact that he's never done drugs or took a sip of alcohol in his life gives him one of the clearest minds on this planet today. And I think he's got a work ethic like no other, because he knows how to get things done. And everybody else that's around him in D.C. and politics, they all had to suck off the next person next to him just to get a step up in life into their political career. And they owe somebody money. They took the bribes. They took a trip somewhere. And Trump's like, listen, man, you're not going to tell me nothing because I can pay for whatever the hell I want, and you're not going to tell me anything because I'm my own boss. And those are hard people to come by.
You hit on a key thing, and people talk to me about Operation Warp Speed for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And you probably have some opinions about that too. But whatever you think about the mRNA products, which I think were unfortunate as the outcome, Operation Warp Speed was an enormous success in terms of getting the government to work together. And that's turned out to be one of his superpowers, is again and again and again, he is getting government agencies that normally just, do their best to piss on each other, to actually work together and pull in the same direction and get stuff done. That's the Maha story. That's the Maha Commission story. It is absolutely one of Trump's superpowers, is that he's able to get the government to work together in ways they never have before.
Yeah. Yeah, he sits everybody down in the room. He says, introduce yourself. What are you doing? And he keeps everything very formal, but very serious at the same time, where he expects people to give full reports and details to him. So they know they have to be on their job. And, there's no getting around it.
Have you heard anything about swine flu in the Dominican Republic? I think a lot of pigs were killed. Thousands and thousands of pigs were killed.
So I'm not aware of that, but swine flu is absolutely a problem. It comes through periodically, just the same as bird flu. And it's the same basic problem set. Influenza has been with us for millennia, and it will continue to be with us. It's a highly adaptable virus. It evolves very rapidly. It's a single-stranded RNA virus, and so it throws off mutations all the time. And as if that isn't bad enough, it has a multi-stranded genome, so it kind of has chromosomes, which is really weird for a virus. And what that means is if a cell gets infected by two different influenza strains, the technical term is reassort. They can kind of mix and match and pop out influenza viruses that look different from the two different ones that came in the first place.
Oh, wow.
And that makes it really easy for flu to evade prior immune responses. And it also has some tricks up its sleeve in terms of suppressing cytokines, interferons, etc.
It's like an instant mutation.
Flu, this is why we can't come up with a decent influenza vaccine, whether it's for humans or for animals, is because the virus evolves so quickly. It's a single-stranded RNA virus. And by the way, there's another single-stranded RNA virus that you're all familiar with called coronavirus.
Yeah.
And it's got the same problems, only it has a single genome. It doesn't have a multi-segmented genome like flu. But still, coronavirus evolves wicked fast.
Yeah.
And that's why they keep chasing their tail with these boosters, and it doesn't ever seem to work.
Yeah.
It never is going to work.
Coronavirus was on a Lysol can.
The virus evolves too fast.
Yeah. The coronavirus was on a Lysol can from like the 1980s. It was right on the back of it. So like when they rolled out the word coronavirus, everyone's like, oh my God, new virus. And like, it's just a common cold. It's just, a little bit beefed up.
Beta coronaviruses, for sure, you're absolutely right, are one of the causes of what we call the common cold.
Yeah. Yeah. We got about 20 seconds left, Doctor. What would be your best advice to people to get them motivated and paying attention, I guess?
To pay attention. Well, I'll tell you what, if you don't pay attention, you're going to get steamrolled.
Exactly.
What about to keep your immune system built up?
Fast. And you can no longer, as if you ever could, rely on corporate media.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, a great example was this story about Signal that broke in Minneapolis, and the whole kind of amazing infrastructure that had been set up to basically resist federal agents.
Yeah, it's
and all that came out on X, extremely fast moving, and the press still hasn't caught up.
Nope.
You've got to pay attention, and social media is increasingly the only place, that and podcasts, where you can get the true. Everything else is spun.
That's true. That's true.
Agreed. Absolutely.
Well, we thank you so much for your time, and
thank you, Dr.
We'll
Malone.
be talking to you again soon. And yeah, man, that's the end of episode 65 of the Know Your Enemies podcast. We're going to see everybody next Tuesday. Thanks again, Doctor.
Thank you, Dr. Malone.
Be good, guys.
All right.
You too. Thanks for making the episode epic.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here.